Caitlin Clark's name was already buzzing in basketball circles long before her headline-making announcement. A fierce competitor with a fiery playing style, she quickly became a fan favorite, known for her dazzling three-pointers and sharp court vision. But it wasn't just her shooting skills or knack for whipping the ball to teammates that captivated audiences. Clark has that indefinable quality, a magnetic presence that commands attention from both fans and fellow players alike. Her confidence borders on brashness at times, but not in a way that alienates. Instead, it draws people in. You can sense the commitment behind every shot and every glance she throws at her defender. Her expression often reads like someone told her she couldn't do something, so she does it just to prove them wrong. But before we proceed further, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe. It's no secret that the basketball community had its eyes glued to Clark as she entered the final stretch of her college career. People wondered what her next move would be, speculating about the WNBA or even overseas opportunities. Clark, however, seemed to revel in the suspense. She kept her plans close to the vest, dropping the occasional vague remark or sidestepping direct questions about her future. All of it built up to the big reveal that left the entire WNBA stunned. The build-up to Caitlin Clark's announcement felt like the tension before a game-winning buzzer beater. Fans and analysts were glued to every social media post, every stray comment from her camp. Was she going straight to the WNBA? Was she considering a longer stay in college, looking to solidify her legacy further? Every angle was dissected, but in true Caitlin Clark style, she chose the moment of highest anticipation to reveal her choice. When the announcement finally came, it hit the WNBA like a splash of cold water. Clark stood before a packed press conference, her demeanor as cool and controlled as it is on the court. As cameras clicked away and fans streamed the event live, she leaned into the microphone and dropped the bombshell. She wasn't heading to the WNBA just yet. Instead, she intended to stay another year in college, a move almost no one saw coming. Players, executives, and fans were left speechless, scrambling to process what this meant for their plans, their teams, and their league. The room was so quiet you could hear a pin drop. Her decision was as strategic as her approach to the game, bold, defying expectations, and refusing to conform to what everyone else assumed was the next logical step. And the implications? They were enormous. With this move, Clark effectively signaled she wasn't just in it for a quick jump to the pros. She was invested in carving out her legacy, and if that meant taking the long way around, she was all in. The WNBA's reaction wasn't merely about losing a potential star for another season. Clark's choice forced everyone to take a step back and re-examine their expectations. The league, which had been positioning itself to welcome Clark into the fold, now found itself in an awkward dance, like someone arriving to a party only to realize the guest of honor won't be there. It wasn't just about her skill, though that's a big part of it, but about the energy and attention she would have brought. Clark has a way of making every game she's part of feel like a spectacle. Her fans don't just watch, they ride the emotional waves of her performances. What's more, Clark's announcement wasn't just a message to the WNBA. It was a reminder to everyone watching that she was in control of her own narrative. It takes a certain kind of self-assuredness to look at a clear path to professional success and decide to take a detour. But that's Clark for you. Whether it's launching a half-court shot with defenders in her face or pulling the rug out from under everyone waiting for her to declare for the draft, she's not afraid to take risks. And let's not forget, this wasn't just any college career she was opting to extend. Clark had already rewritten record books and dominated highlight reels, not just by piling up stats, but by infusing the game with a sense of drama and flair. Her decision to stay seemed less like a retreat from the professional stage and more like a decision to bask a little longer in a place where she was already the queen of the court. Clark has this almost stubborn belief in her ability to elevate the game around her, and staying in college was a statement that she wasn't quite finished with what she started. There's a humor to Clark's relationship with the game and the people who follow it. She can flash a grin at the camera after a deep three and then shoot a dead serious look at the defender she just embarrassed. That mix of joy and competitiveness has defined her time on the court, and her announcement felt like it came from that same place. It wasn't just about logistics or opportunities. It was about proving a point, probably to herself as much as to anyone else, that her story wasn't finished yet. Her choice also carried some weight in how it indirectly nudged the WNBA to think differently. By choosing to stay in college, Clark unintentionally, or maybe intentionally, shined a light on the state of the women's professional game and what it means for young stars who are considering their next steps. The WNBA is growing, but for a star like Clark, there might be an even bigger legacy to be built by biding her time. This was his subtle way of saying that the league needed to continue improving, both in terms of visibility and compensation, to lure the brightest stars at their peak. But beyond the broader implications for the league and its future, Caitlin Clark's announcement was a testament to her sense of timing and showmanship. Basketball, for her, isn't just about scoring or winning. It's also about the theater of it all. The moment she chose to make this announcement was calculated, almost as if she wanted to see the jaws drop in real time. And they did. The impact of her decision echoed beyond the press room, rippling through the league and its plans for the future. And so, while the WNBA braced for the arrival of one of the sport's most dynamic young talents, Clark decided she wasn't ready to give up being the center of attention in college. Instead, she seemed poised to relish another year of the spotlight, perhaps knowing full well that her decision would only fuel further anticipation for her eventual professional debut. Fans of Caitlin Clark know that surprises are part of the package. She's the player who will drain a shot from the logo while staring down a heckling crowd, the one who can walk off the court with that mix of pride and defiance that leaves people either cheering or grinding their teeth. Her announcement felt like one of those deep threes she's famous for, unexpected, thrilling, and carrying weight far beyond just the points it puts on the board. For the league and its fans, Clark's decision was both a disappointment and a dare. They were left with more questions than answers, and a whole lot of speculation about what would come next. Would she come back even stronger after another season in college? What impact would this decision have on other top players eyeing their own futures? How would the WNBA adjust its narrative to keep up with this unexpected twist? But for Caitlin Clark, this moment seemed to be about more than the immediate reactions or headlines. It was about her journey and her sense of unfinished business. The move wasn't about playing it safe or sticking with the familiar. It was about setting the terms of her own story, controlling her destiny in a sport where the pressure to follow a particular path can be overwhelming. Clark's announcement wasn't just a decision to stay in college. It was a declaration of her independence, a reminder that her career would unfold on her own terms. The WNBA might have been ready for Caitlin Clark, but Caitlin Clark wasn't quite ready for them. It was the kind of plot twist that felt quintessentially hers, brash, unexpected, and laden with layers of meaning. For fans and players alike, it was a moment to pause and reconsider what the future holds, not just for Clark, but for women's basketball as a whole. What Caitlin Clark's announcement accomplished was more than just a career decision. It was a moment that underscored the power of owning your path, even when everyone expects you to take the obvious road. It forced the basketball community to reconsider its assumptions and sparked debates that extended beyond her individual career. But perhaps most importantly, it set the stage for whatever comes next, a stage that Caitlin Clark seems more than ready to dominate, whenever she chooses to step into it. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more engaging content. We thrive on your feedback, so be sure to leave your thoughts in the comments section below. Until next time, keep discovering and stay tuned.